What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you from day 2 of a new season. So you know what that means. We need to start grinding. We need a race to Mythic. And there's the obvious, options here, especially if you're into quick games. And the most obvious one is, of course, Mono Red. But there's very little to be changed in that deck from the last 2 videos that I put up with Mono Red. It is very, very broken, continues to be broken. I wanted to just quickly pop on to my Untapped here and show you guys some statistics. Mono... First of all, yesterday... I was playing, here we go, 14 for 9. At one point, I was 10 and 3. Then I went on a little bit of a losing streak. But Mono Red continues to be absolutely ridiculous. But what we're really in here to show you is some stats from the ladder. So the premium subscription of Untapped that I have has the ability to filter. I think even I'm not sure if anyway, I've been with premium for so long, but I wanted to show you the breakdowns of the standard meta. This was just updated 3 hours ago, and there's been some changes, slight changes, but Mono White Humans still continues to rule the roost all the way through. It doesn't really change, except in gold, where 4-color control takes over, and then of course, once we get to Platinum, there's not enough data to showcase. I highly recommend you all get Untapped. Not only is it a fantastic tool to help improve your decisions when building decks and whatnot, it'll also increase the quality of the stats, because the sample sizes will get bigger, more players feeding their results and whatnot into the data set. So please consider doing so. There's a free version, and the premium version isn't even that expensive. Key takeaways here: 4-color control, new Dominator, top of the rankings, even in Platinum. So I'm definitely gonna have to go and check this out, because it's been a long time since we played any ridiculous Atraxa piles. But also very few in the way of new cards. The main new addition is Up the Beanstalk and Virtue of Persistence. Obviously, incredibly busted deck, and I'll jam it for you guys sooner rather than later. But what I'm here to do tonight is see whether Mono White Humans cannot retain its position at the top. So, as you can see here, the ones with the most number of matches, this obviously means that it's decks that existed even before the new set, because there wouldn't be this many matches already done with any of the new ones. So it takes quite a bit of scrolling before we see anything new. Way down here, there's a 50%er that's snuck in a couple copies of Virtue of Loyalty. It's really it. The main new addition is just Virtue of Loyalty. I don't even see any Bunnicorn. Oh, here we go. The Spellbook Vendor. People are trying some new stuff. And it just doesn't appear as though the best version has been discovered yet. So most people are still just playing the old one with Knight Errant of Eos and whatnot. So for tonight, we're going to be doing an episode of Brewing With. And we're going to be brewing with Mono White. And I've got 3 versions cooked up for you guys. I wanted to jump into version 1 right now. And then we'll go through, as I often do during these episodes of Brewing With, work our way through the 3 different versions that I have ready. And then at the end of the video, we'll try and fuse them together into the ultimate version. And I hope to fit as many cool new cards in as possible, and to make Mono White Aggro again a force in the meta, because I prefer playing it to Mono Red, honestly, and it is also a very good answer to Mono Red. So without further ado, let's jump into the first of tonight's brews. So V1, V2, V3. V1, trying to fuse together some of my older strategies. For those who've been following me for a little while, you'll remember when I did a version of Mono White called Aggro Taxes or something, where I got rid of the Talia and I brought in 4 Invasions of Gobakhan, 4 Anointed Peacekeepers. Trying to do something very similar here, but I've just cut one of the invasions just to make some wiggle room for a few new cards. The two new cards we have in the deck are the Cheeky House Mouse and the Regal Bunnicorn. But before we get to the Bunnicorn, I just want to point out the Cheeky House Mouse's adventure, the sorcery speed Squeak By for 1 mana. It gives a target creature you control +1/+1 until end of turn, and it can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater this turn. So, in a way, kind of serving a similar thing, you know, doing a similar role to Skrelv. You know, for 1 mana with the Skrelv here, you can make a creature unblockable from a specific color. In the case of the Cheeky House Mouse here, or Squeak By, it's creatures with power 3 or greater. So it's a way to, when the board's gone too wide, the opponent's got freaking shielded down or whatever, then you can come in with the, you know, making your things unblockable and just get in for that final bit of damage. So hopefully we'll be able to showcase that. And regardless, it's a 1 mana 2/1, which is always good in white. As you can see, the ones with upside, like in the case of the Recruitment Officer, you can later in the game draw a card. This one's got an adventure. They're immediately uncommons, because a 1 mana 2/1 is always good in white weenies. And so yeah, that's new card number 1. New card number 2 is the Regal Bunnicorn. And honestly, I might just cut like 1 initiate and bring in a 3rd one, because it's been really nice. So there we go. Last minute little BrewLabification. You'll see in the versions coming up later tonight, we've got another version where there's a full playset of the Bunnicorn, other versions where there's no Bunnicorns. It's clearly a strong card, but we need to find a way to make it unblockable, because it's just a vanilla creature. It can become huge, but the opponent can just have like 1/1s from a wedding announcement or whatever, and it's easy to get rid of. So in this particular version of the deck, we're going to be using the Squeak By and the Skrelv to get the Bunnicorn to swing through. And, you know, every time Adeline attacks, makes a little human, we go pretty wide with the number of 1 and 2 drops that we have. This can get pretty big pretty quickly. And, yeah, I cannot wait to show you V2, V3, where I've found ways to give it evasion. And then I think, yeah, you know, I kind of already have an inkling of where this list is going to go by the end of the video, but I have to bring you guys with me on this adventure. So, that's it as far as the new cards. Everything else is old stuff. I don't feel the need to go over everything again. 22 lands, 1 Eiganjo, 2 Vindicators for the mono-red matchup, 3 Ossifications, 3 Brutal Cathars for removal. Let's jump into some games. So far, so good. I'm in Platinum, almost Plat 2. I'm like 1 or 2 matches away from Plat 2. I haven't had much time to play this month, but because it's, you know, beginning of the month is also when I do accounting for my real job, and I have to pay all my staff, and right after I stop recording, I'm going to get straight, you know, piles of accounting to get through, and people's salaries to prepare. Pardon me. Also, my apologies for skipping an upload yesterday, but I spent a fantastic afternoon with my children at a beach club, in the pool. A couple of tequilas, were definitely drunk, and some delicious tacos. It was a lovely, lovely, gorgeous Sunday. Super good weather. So I skipped a day, and that's fine, because unfortunately with my new upload schedule, when I go like, you know, 1 day off, 1 day on, then it always changes. So there'll be some weekends where I end up having to record on a Sunday, and some weekends where I'm recording on a Saturday. It's always going forward a day. And when it hits the week where I have to record on a Sunday and I don't have a nanny, babysitter, then okay, looks like my client's having some issues. I'm just gonna quickly restart. Then, you know, there's a high probability that I'll skip that day every other week on the Sunday, because I have to look after my children and spend some time with the family. I'm sure those of you who are fellow brew dads will understand. Sometimes it just does this, the client. It's weird. It happens when I maybe change internet connection behind the scene, and it does reconnect to the server, but it doesn't actually find... There we go. quick restart, and it's right back in. Fortunately, I have an incredibly fast laptop. I just upgraded to 32 gigs of RAM, and I've got a really fast SSD, incredible CPU in the new Ryzen 7s, so it's not as slow as it used to be to get back in. Oh god, here we go. Fortunately, we have Vindicator in hand, and that ought to just... At least the Skrelv pulls one of these Play With Fires out of his hand for now. Poor Bunnicorn's gonna probably take another one for the team, which is fine. Again, like, okay, cool. In this case, I will go for the Adeline. And start racing a little bit, and hopefully draw a 4th land next turn. Then we're really cooking. Have you got the follow-up Lightning Strike or Play With Fire for my Adeline? Also acceptable. Okay. Totally would have preferred a different card there. So let's pick Godric. Or should we pick Lightning Strike? There it is. This is gonna be a chunky hit. Oh! Have you got the... Okay. Okay, I was dreading another permanent, but that's fine. So now we can block quite nicely. Right, so only to 3 damage gets through, and then we just win on the crackback. Hello, I am Vindicator. You are dead. Oh, man. Mono red. Okay, so we were 1 match away from, well, we were 2 matches away from Plat 2. I think I lost one just before bed last night that I forgot about. So, that's version 1. I don't know if we really need to go... I mean, okay, let's play 2 matches of each. 2 matches of each feels like a good baseline. I think if they're as quick as this last match was, we'll have enough time to also spend a little bit time tinkering in the lab and come up with version 4 or the final version. Sure, that looks fine. And we're on the play. I like it. Opponent's name indicates maybe something to do with mono red. I could be wrong. Yeah. Hi. I'm trying to pull the inevitable, you know, now he has to choose. Would he rather not take 2 damage? And he'll probably Play With Fire the adversary, no? Wow, I am confused. Okay. Now it makes sense. I would have loved to see a freaking 3rd land there. That is fine and dandy, because I'm not gonna play out another adversary. This is too important for later in the game. Hopefully we can find a 3rd and 4th land. Yeah, think away. You'd probably want to play a creature. I'm hoping for you that you have both a creature and like a 1-mana removal, so you can get rid of something and swing at me. If you don't, and I find the 3rd land, then Mr. Mono Red, you're probably screwed. Aha! That's what I like this. That is actually very favorable for me right now. No lands. So this is a 3/3 now. I think I'd rather first get rid of Squee. Now we've got... Now this will come into play as a 4/4. Worst case scenario. Just so much mono red in the early month. It's so boring. Mr. Scoundrel, are you going to put a wicked roll on yourself? Thought you might. There we go. About damn time. Honestly, like... Uh-huh. I think we can race here. Especially if he, like, dumps all of his mana plus the tax into a Shivan Devastator. And then, you know, taps out. Then we can ossify it and Bunnicorn. Hopefully find another land. Or we may, even if we find another land, just go for the, you know, Intrepid Adversary plus activation and call it a night. I'm not blocking with anything here. And you're welcome to hit me with your Monstrous Rage. You'll probably put it on the chick. It's not quite enough though, my friend. Okay. I think we need to do this. Massive bunny in your face. Ooh, 2 mono red opponents dispatched with ease. Oh, God, thank goodness. I quite dislike that matchup right now, just because I'm bored. I'm already bored of mono red. Even with the new Godric and stuff, it's already really yawn-inducing. I don't think the deck even needed those new cards. But alright, that's V1. V2, slightly different take on things. Bringing in Virtue of Loyalty, Steel Seraph. We've got the full playset of the Regal Bunnicorn. No Squeaky Mouse guy. You see what I'm doing here, I hope. Adeline is back. No... Sorry, not Adeline. Talia is back, and no Anointed Peacekeeper. My plan here is to give the Bunnicorn flying with Steel Seraph. And I'm still undecided whether I should maybe cut the Vindicator altogether, bring in a third and fourth Steel Seraph. Maybe we can cut one Virtue and bring in the third Steel Seraph. Again, let's play a few more matches out. I think something with Bunnicorn and Steel Seraph is going to end up being the go. It's just all the other stuff that's around it that I'm not completely sure yet. A little bit more mana in this one, 23. Let's jump into some games. V2, full playset of the Bunnicorn version with some ways to give it flying. I cannot wait to keep brewing with the Bunnicorn, actually. Now that I've gone down this path and my brain's already going... Woo! I'm thinking trample, I'm thinking, you know, other ways of giving it flying, unblockability, whatnot. There's definitely more that can be done with the Bunnicorn. There's also this new Archon card that I haven't... it's getting me excited to brew. Something Archon. Ooh, a mirror. Interesting. When it comes into play, it gives every creature that has an enchantment aura type thing on it, the ability to fly for until end of turn. So yeah. Anyway, little tangent on the Archon there, but I'm getting sidetracked. I need to focus. If he goes Brutal Cathar, we need to... I think that's why I was debating maybe playing Skrelv. So then if he Brutal Cathars, we can, like, hold up a Skrelv and then do our own Brutal Cathar and protect our Brutal Cathar from his with Skrelv. Because these mirror matches always end up going to, like, who has the most Brutal Cathars. Looks like we got a little lucky there. Okay. Life is definitely good right about now. I would say we're gonna go boom, boom, and hope that he decides to... Maybe he'll triple block here, no? Cool. I hope he goes for the Brutal Cathar on the Bunnicorn. That would be the ideal situation. Poor guy, bricked out. These mirrors, like, are very... this looked like soldiers, mono white soldiers, but you know what I mean? Like, these mono white, like, it's all about, like, it's a lot to do with combat. Like, do I take the trade? Should I let these through? How much will that leave me at? Can I crack back and win? It's a lot more fine calculation-wise, like, to squeak the win out. Okay, one more match with V2, and then we'll switch to V3. Pretty excited to show you that one. I think it's probably the best one of the three so far. But I've already, just from playing more right now on camera for you guys, learned a few more things, which I'll put to the, which I'll put into effect when brewing version 4. On the play, baby. Usually people who are playing these sleeves are playing fairies. Let's see. Alright. Another mirror. Easy peasy. Okay, no mirrors. This is a freaking control deck, probably. Have to get those counter spells out of his hand at some point. Makes sense. Nice that he had to take an extra point of damage with the weights there. Fateful Absence. No? Maybe he's got... Ooh. Okay. And then what? Okay. Alright, so some flash vibes. I was wrong. Maybe it's not control. I've also been trying to do some things here with... He's got another one to flash in. Okay, so it's just Azorius flash. So boring. I hate this card so much. Why do we still have to play with this card? Like, just get it out of my sight. If I have to see another Wandering Emperor, I promise you I'll vomit. It's just driving me insane. It's the... I'm done. I'm done with Emperor. Like, it's just too much. Ooh, hello. Such a lame-ass card. Just one I cannot wait to see the back end of. Watch there be another one. There's always 3 in the top 10, somehow. Nah. Okay, so I just full-on flash, I guess. Azorius flash. In some shape or form here. This is not going to be an easy match. Nope. Ooh. Why, hello there. Mate, I'm so annoyed right now. Okay. Disgusting person. Wow. Just fantastic. And a counter spell. I'm not gonna win this game. There's 6 mana available for a Hornlocked Whale. These are the kind of bad matchups, unfortunately. But again, like, at the risk of sounding like a salty brewmaster, no rotation means we have to live with Wandering Emperor for another freaking year, people. There, done. Rant over. Okay, V2. Cool. I think just a bit of bad luck, honestly. I think what I could do here is cut a Virtue, bring in another Steel Seraph. Maybe we could even cut a Bunnicorn and bring in one more Ossification to have, like, at least 6 removal spells. Something like this. But I won't edit it here because we're going to be doing this in version 4. So, time to jump into V3, where I'm borrowing some tech from the old version with the Knight Errant of Eos coming in. But everything else still pretty much the same. As you can see, the 4 Bunnicorns, but now we've gone up to 1 Steel Seraph, no Vindicator, 3 Knight Errants, only 2 Virtues, 1 less land going down to 22 again. Stuff. Shenanigans. Let's go. Let's jump into some final matches with version 3, and then we can get brewing. I don't think... Yeah, and how are we doing for time? 26 minutes in. Perfect. If these couple matches with version 3 don't go too late, then we can also play some games with version 4. Wrathful Realm. And I hope that at the very least, you know, the whole point of these Brewing With episodes is that it informs your guys' decisions when deciding how to brew up your, you know, your Mono White Aggro deck for this Mythic run season, you know, October season 2023. Would love a 3rd land, and then I feel like we're pretty much unbeatable. 1, 2, 3. This 1, 2, 3 punch is responsible for many victories on the play, especially. Opponent's having a good ponder about his hand. Wrathful Realm. What you got for me, boy? He's not like an Azorius control deck like we just played against, but I guess Talia is good for that. Okay, so mono black. Yes, 3rd land identified. Talia's gonna be great now. Adeline, hopefully even greater. 1, 2, 3 punch. Recruitment Officer, Talia, Adeline is just... continues to be one of the most busted things you can do in this game. Hopefully he just plays like a Graveyard Trespasser or something. Oh, that's fine. Just ridiculous, this deck, I think. Please play Shieldred. Let's see how far that gets you. If we were on the draw, this might be the turn when we get hit with a Gix. Shieldred. It's really not as scary as it used to be. It's funny, hey? When you play and play and play, and then a card becomes a problem, then you start to really expect it, and then you build your deck in such a way that you can get around it as often as possible, and then it just isn't as scary as it once was. It's still an obviously ridiculous creature, but I'm not as worried of seeing it as I used to be. Even mono red, I run a couple copies of the Witch, the new one, Witch Stalkers something. Reduces the casting cost for each attacking creature, and it only ends up costing 1, potentially, and then it does 5 damage. Just run a couple of those. maybe even 3. And you should be pretty groovy. This card also so good, but wouldn't still be here if it wasn't for okay. So I think now we're gonna go for the I probably should have played the Initiate, but it's less mana efficient, you know? Is this Esper or just Domain? Time will tell. Mana magic? There's blue mana here. Dokily, okily dokily. Yeah, of course. It's the one that can draw me cards. Maybe not the best idea, but I want to just apply, you know, put more stuff on the board while I can, and hopefully he starts to play some creatures. Okay, this is starting to look more and more like just a freaking control deck, unfortunately. Or is it just Esper mid-range? Huh? Definitely just a control deck. Oh, for God's sakes, mate. Like, honestly. What? That's 2 matches in a row that where we've lost to this. Yeah, well. GG. Please play a creature? Okay. So this has Ward 2? It's close, it's close. There's gonna be sunfalls and things, unfortunately. He just plays another whale. We need to find 1 more mana. I love it. I just love it. It's so good. It's so nice. Bye-bye, Mr. Freaking Whale. Woo! Okay, so a time constraint issue right now because we don't have I don't want to go too late with this video, but unfortunately unable to showcase the true potential of that version 3 by giving the Bunnicorn flying with Steel Seraph. So let's go for a version 4. I think, you know, we have some staples. I'm still a little bit on the fence. I'm just going to throw in 4 ofs of things and then, you know, we can discuss. I'm going to put in like some of everything and then we'll cut and trim and do some live brewing. You know, interestingly, the Copper Code Vanguard has just kind of disappeared in to replace the Bunnicorn. I don't know if this is a great idea yet. More testing is required. Ossification. Let's just type them in. Adeline, Brutal, Indie, Steel, Knight, Eos. What are the other potential? Adeline, I beg your pardon, Talia, and Peacekeeper. I think these are like the good cards. Oh, and the new Virtue, right? The question here is, which direction, right? Which way do we go about this? In terms of protecting our stuff, do we go for Surges or Skrelvs? In terms of taxing, do we go for Talia and that's it? Or do we go Talia and Peacekeeper? Or do we go no Talia, Invasion, and Peacekeeper? So many decisions. Also, does Talia make Virtue less playable? Is the Bunnicorn Steel Seraph plan really the best way to do this? I think we are going to end up going to like a version 5 and 6 here. So I have an idea. Okay. No tax. Or no Talia, but Invasion, Peacekeeper, no Vindicator, full playset of the Seraph, full playset of Brutal, no Knight Errant, 3 Virtues. Okay, one less Adeline. One less Virtue. 2 more Bunnicorns. Also, I want more Ossifications, so we can do this. And maybe cut one Gobakhan, go up 1 Intrepid. I think we can cut 1 Hopeful, go up 1 more Intrepid. Maybe we can cut 1 Steel Seraph and bring in 1 more Skrelv. Now we can definitely cut lands. I've been feeling okay doing so. So now we've got another little bit of wiggle room. I want to try do the 4 and 4, you know? And Adeline is an essential piece of this puzzle. So maybe let's cut the Peacekeeper completely and go for full playset Gobakhan. Guys, sorry. This is what happens. Okay. Three and 3. Okay. B4. Steel Seraph Bunnicorn mode. With just Gobakhan and Skrelv to keep things alive. And going all in on the Steel Seraph for evasion, life gain, and whatnot. I like this. I like this very much. Let's give this a whack. How are we doing for time? Ooh, I don't know if this is the ultimate version yet. There's still too many moving parts. You could definitely go so many different ways with this deck, which is great. I think that's a sign of a healthy standard, but I also think there's just too many sets in standard, and there's some like confusing overlaps. I wish they'd rotated. I'm going to keep saying it until I get sick of saying it. Or until one of you guys tells me you're sick of hearing it, but I just wish they'd done rotation, man. Alright, last couple of matches, then I really need to get back to my real job. We did. I did. Sure. I will play this adversary on 2. Skrelv, Adversary, Adeline, go. Hello. The candy throwing lady. Aha. Mana aplenty. I guess we could have swung there. Oh. Well, if it ain't Denick. Okay, so now we definitely use the Ossification, because it's probably gonna be freaking you-know-who next turn. Refine. Or it might just be Azorius soldiers at this point. Would not be surprised to discover. I had a feeling. And now I am not happy. I am not a happy person right now. Damn card. Here comes Shieldred. No, he can't play Shieldred because he doesn't have the 2 black. There's at least that. Edgar? Why, hello there. Please, Brutal Cathar, that's enough mana. What? People doing some cool new stuff. I like it. Still innovation going on. Oh, Gobakhan's just fantastic. Because I will make Adeline unblockable now. With my Skrelv. And I will... get in... It's not amazing, but it's better than nothing, really. Wow, a bit of lag there. And now our Adeline is gonna get massive. Yeah. Cool, man. Cool. People trying new stuff. Always really cool. That's not a good card, man. That is just not a good card. Should have done that after. Now I can block. That was a silly move. So this has Ward 3. Now we are holding up our good friend Skrelv here to protect Brutal Cathar, and we should be able to do some good things. Oh, yes, please. Love you to get rid of that off the board. That's just fantastic. That's just amazing. And you discarded your other copy of freaking Refine earlier. Refine. Baby, you so fine, you are refine. Off you go. Please give me another full cost Steel Seraph, baby. Let's go. Badoink. Where's Bunnicorn? We were supposed to do this with the Bunnicorn. Hey, taking down Esper Legends with some interesting card choices. I don't know if I would play this piece of crap, but definitely not. This is not too bad at all. An additional Ward 2 on the already Ward 1 Refine is definitely not too shabby, eh, Noige? But that Steel Seraph off the top was really freaking epic. I think the one decision point there where things could have gone slightly differently is if I'd held back that Ossification on the... but we had to do it. Because then he starts swinging with the freaking... Oh my god, what's his name? The guy with Disturb. But alright, guys. I'm afraid... Yeah, we're at the 45-minute mark. I can't go too much longer. I really do need to start cracking. So, I hope we've learned something. I know I have. Definitely more tinkering in the lab to be done. But Mono White still very, very, very strong. And I'm still just a little bit undecided on the Bunnicorn. Because we didn't get to use it so much to its full potential yet in any of the games that we just played. But I think this one looks really good to me. It's still got all that explosive capability of like the 1, 2, 3 type thing. You just go, 1, 2, 3. Then you swing with the Bunnicorn on 3 with Adeline in play, makes a 1/1, grows the Bunnicorn, so you get an additional 2 points of damage in because it's 1 permanent plus the human token, 2 permanents, boom, and then at some point in the game, you find a Steel Seraph, give the Bunnicorn flying or life gain or whatever the case might be, and then getting all the way to 5 mana for the Virtue would obviously be nice to see at least in one game, but we've run out of time. But I think it's also worth its position in the deck because most of the time it's just a 2 mana 2/2 with Vigilance that you can play at instant speed at the opponent's end step or whatever. So just this I think it's the best of the Virtues. A lot of people like the black one as well, but the sorcery speed, and it's only 2 life gain, and then it costs 7 mana. This is 7 mana for the full package. If you have 7 mana and you top deck one of these, you can go and make a token and cast it. I think this is when everything's all going to be said and done, like the white one's going to end up being the best, and that makes me happy because black always gets the best cards these days. So yeah, what do you think of V4? What do you think of the other versions? What do you think of the squeaky mouse guy, a cheeky house guy? I'd love your comments. I always love your comments, so please sound off down there. Let me know what you think of this, and if you've already been working on Mono White yourselves since the arrival of the new set, then let me know what you've come up with, because I'm always interested. There's that spell book guy that's also like I've completely left out from these videos. I think it's very clunky, and I don't think it deserves a spot in aggro, but looking at some of the aggro Mono White decks from Worlds, the vendor was in there. I think this will probably do better in like an Auras Rolls deck, which I'm working on. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, there's definitely some things I didn't really even include in any of these. So again, please let me know down there. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. I will be seeing you all in the next one with another fresh brew. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab signing out. Peace, y'all.